Welcome back to the Brantley Method on YouTube. I'm bringing you film study. We're going to evaluate and break down the film of student athletes, and then we're going to dive beyond the film and get to know who they are outside of what you learn from that film. Talk to them a little bit, get an understanding of their hopes, their dreams, the things that they're working on, the hurdles that they're facing, etc. I'm excited to bring this new project to you. Let's go. I've had the blessing of knowing Laurent Rice for a little while now. He instantly caught my eye for many reasons. One of the things that stood out the most about him to me, growing up, my grandfather took me everywhere. Anybody that knew me, anybody that knew my grandfather, knew that the two went hand in hand. They were almost synonymous. People would always talk about it. My grandfather took me to every single practice, every single game, every single workout, and was just always there for me. It's something that, is a memory that I'll cherish and hold in my heart forever. I think about it all the time. He passed away towards the beginning of my professional career. But I constantly look at and I constantly ask myself, am I making him proud? So when I met Laurent Rice, the first time I saw him in the gym, his grandfather was sitting courtside watching him work out, and instantly he reminded me of my grandfather. And it reminded me so much of me that I looked over and I said, this kid, he's got everything he needs because he's got that type of supportive, strong male figure in his life that's going to help him and mold him and show him how to be a man. And as I continue to get to know Earl and as I continue to get to know Laurent, without a doubt, I started to realize just truly how special the young man is. Basketball aside, just personality, the type of person he is, the leader he is, the high IQ both on and off the court. I mean, just phenomenal. So Laurent Rice obviously has a special place in my heart for many reasons. This is his first time hearing that, his first time, when he watches this, it'll be the first time him knowing that, that's what really stood out to me before he even played a second, before I saw him dribble a ball, before I saw his abilities. Immediately I was drawn to him, seeing his grandfather there for him, because it meant a lot to me. And the respect that he has for his grandfather and the way he, yes sir, no sir, just the level of maturity that he carried himself with and the level of respect. It was something that definitely stood out to me. So, Laurent Rice, let's talk about his game. I talked a little bit about character. I talked a little bit about the things that stood out to me off the court. Let's talk about his game. 6'4", lefty, very, very smooth, never sped up. If you watch him play, it doesn't matter if you throw two guys at him, doesn't matter if you pick him up 94 feet, he plays his game, he plays with his pace, he dictates and determines and pushes the pace out there on the court. He's got great vision, he finds open guys, he always tends to make the right play. He understands how to get others involved, he understands how to find his shot. Never seems to force things, never seems to try and make things happen, lets the game come to him, but takes over when it's his time. He has the ability to score off the bounce. He has the ability to get to the basket at will. Plays above the rim. He has the ability to knock down the open shot. He'll pick up 94 feet. He's a very willing and very aggressive defender. He's a hard day. If you have the assignment of guarding or being guarded by Laurent Rice, you're gonna have a hard day. So I truly believe that when I'm seeing in these rankings, he's starting to be ranked in different places as a top player in the state of Ohio. He started to come up a little bit in the national rankings. I think without a doubt that is justified. And when I say that, I'm not just talking right now. I'm looking at potential. I'm looking at what he brings to the table. At 6'4", if he doesn't grow another inch, he can play at the college level. He's got to put a little bit of size on. He's got to get a little bit stronger, but he's only a sophomore. So upside is through the roof. He's got all of the intangibles. He's a gym rat. He's willing to work hard. He's always humble. He's always looking to get better and always looking to put in more work. So because of all of those reasons, I definitely think that Laurent Rice is somebody special. He's getting a lot of recruitment. He's got a lot of high majors and mid majors starting to look at him, starting to understand who he is and the level of play that he brings to the table. But without a doubt, I see him being a top 25 guy by the time his high school career is over. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring you the interview with Laurent Rice. We kept it short, just a couple short questions. Just wanted you to get a feel for who he is, get an understanding for who he is beyond the highlight. Give me just a second. All right, man, what you been up to, man?
Man, nothing much, school, workouts, just getting ready for the season and stuff.
Okay. All right. How's everything been going? I've been seeing some clips. I've been seeing you're doing your thing out there.
Yeah, it's been cool. I've got invited to a couple like events and stuff um with what they can do with everything that's going on and stuff. But it's been good. I've been leaving my mark and stuff like that. So yeah.
Leaving your mark, huh? I like that. I
Yes, sir.
like that. So, man, real quick, I just want to chat with you about kind of where everything's at in the recruiting process, some of the goals you have for this season, some of the things you're looking to accomplish, and just really, utilize it as an opportunity for guys that haven't seen you or haven't, talked to you yet, haven't got a chance to get to know you,
Yeah,
to get a little bit more insight into who Laurent Rice is.
yeah, that's
All
cool.
right, so Laurent Rice, your class is 2023, Huber Heights, Wayne.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me a little bit about coming in as a freshman. What are some things that you accomplished last year? What are some things that were kind of new to you? And now you've had a year of it under your belt. You're looking to really build on that. Talk to me a little bit about that first year.
Yeah, so coming in as a freshman and playing varsity, it's a big jump from middle school. The work is harder. The physicality is much different. I had to adapt to that, the first couple games and practices and things like that. But yeah, it was a great learning experience. I think I definitely got better that past year. I reached some of my goals. I made G-Walk all second team, I believe. Um, so yeah, I think I did good for just being a freshman. I averaged I think 10 and four rebounds, 4 assists or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty good for an incoming freshman. So yeah, and then for this year, for the goals that I have for this year are like, getting seen more. I know I'm getting a lot of exposure this off season, but getting my name out there more and getting like the schools that like I guess are big time, I guess you could say,
Yeah,
to recognize me. So like to just prove myself that I'm one of the top guys in my area or in the nation. And yeah, that's really a lot of it.
for sure, for sure, and all that makes sense. And we're going to touch on that. Like, let's start with rankings and kind of I've seen lately you've been ranked as one of the top guys in the state. Talk to me a little bit about the work that's gone into that, and when did that become a goal for you? When did you know, hey, I want to be one of the best guys in the state, one of the best guys in the nation? When did you get that mindset?
Yeah, I got that mindset probably my middle school year. Um, I would see like on social media and stuff like other guys are getting recognized or whatever by schools or just getting that social media action. I try not to tie myself too much into that, but yeah, that's really when the mindset grew into me, and that like I wanted to prove to everybody that I was a top guy. Um, yeah, I believe that I'm slept on a lot, but that's just motivation, and I think that will give me that extra chip or edge, to go out there every game and to just prove myself.
So you touched on something that I absolutely love, having that chip on your shoulder, feeling like you're being overlooked a little bit. Tell me a little bit, you talked about utilizing that in every game. Talk to me about utilizing that in every workout, in every practice, and what that's been like, really being intentional about your growth and development, getting better.
Yeah, so a lot of guys they want to make it to the league or to college or whatever and reach their goals. So you have to have that mindset and that edge to get better to make it to those goals, and to just have um that edge and that motivation, I guess. Guys see that, coaches see that, and talking about this, it just made me think about Kobe a lot and stuff like that, because that's a lot of guys' motivation too. And he was a great player, like everybody knows, and
For sure.
just seeing him do what he did, it's incredible, and it pushes me a lot.
For sure. And being a guard, being a bigger guard, who would you say you model your game after? Who would you say when you look at a pro and you look at somebody, the way that they impact the game, the way that they, what they bring to the table, who would you compare yourself to, or who would you say that you kind of fashion your game after?
So I've heard a couple guys tell me that I play like D'Angelo Russell. I think that's probably like my best comparison. Um, yeah, his game, we play a lot of like, kind of like slow pace, smooth and things like that. Could shoot it, play make, all that. So I think that's probably my best comparison.
And you both left-handed.
Right.
You both have suited up in the red, in the All Ohio red at some point in time. So I mean, hey, that's a great comparison there. You talked a lot about the recruiting process and wanting to catch the eye of some of the bigger programs. First question, so this is a two-part question, but first part of it is, who have you heard from so far? What are some of the schools that have reached out to you and that are recruiting you?
Yeah, so I've talked to over about 20 schools. So schools like Ohio State, Louisville, Georgetown, Syracuse, Miami of Florida, UCLA, Baylor, Indiana, Purdue. Um, yeah, I can't really think of all of them off the top of my head, but those are some of the high level major ones.
And Purdue is your first high major offer, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what did it feel? I mean, obviously, there's a long road ahead. You're just now starting your sophomore year. This is a goal you set a long time ago. How did it feel earning that first high major scholarship? What was the feeling? And talk to me a little bit about how that motivated you to continue to work and to continue to go that much harder.
Yeah, so when they told me they were gonna offer me, it was kind of like my dreams are like coming like closer. Like I'm actually getting there, and it's progress. Um, I was very blessed and grateful to receive that offer, and I think with other people seeing that, it's going to bring attention and a target on my back or whatever. But it's all motivation. It make me progress a lot more, and just continue to improve myself.
For sure. And what would you say ultimately you're looking for in a school? So, I talk to guys about, not paying too much attention to the name on the front of the jersey, but looking at the things that school can provide for you, from a standpoint of education, from a standpoint of environment, from a standpoint of, just, level of competition, whether it be, some guys like big cities, some guys want to be kind of away from everything. Some guys, they have an educational path that they want to go down. When you're evaluating these schools, when these schools are calling you or you're having these Zooms, you're talking to them, what are some things that you're looking for in a school?
So the things that I look for in a school are like who fits me the best, who put me in the right position to be successful and make it to the NBA. But also make me put in that work, because the work is always gonna be there. You gotta keep working, like that's a must. But yeah, wherever will fit me the best, wherever I'll win the most, and be successful, and just continue to build good relationships with people and connections.
For sure, for sure. Talk to me a little bit. Are you guys doing online distance learning or are you in person at Wayne?
Yeah, we're all online right now.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about how going to that online system, how has that impacted you as far as educationally? How have you navigated through that? Talk to me a little bit about the changes due to COVID.
Yeah, so a lot of it is for the school part. It's a lot of time management and being focused. Because like it's a lot of distractions when you're at home and stuff. So just being focused and doing the right things and just getting it done. That's a lot of it. Um, so yeah, and then the part about COVID, I just did what I could at home, just to get better. There wasn't really a lot, but whatever whatever you could do is improvement. So yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I always talk about, I try and look at a negative and turn it into a positive. One of the things I tell guys is, being disciplined and understanding the discipline of, that distance learning is going to better prepare you for college, right? Like not always having that teacher at the high school level. We know that teacher's going to look us in our eyes and say, hey, get it together. You need to do this. This is due by this day. And obviously it's not ideal. It's not the setting that we would have wanted, being virtual learning right now. But I think that it provides you an opportunity to get a little bit better prepared, a little bit more prepared for being independent and having to stay on top of, the timelines, having to, really be an independent learner and an independent student. So I think that that's going to help you quite a bit. Have you thought at all about what you might want to study at when you get off to college?
Yeah, probably like sports, like something in the sports field. That's probably it.
Awesome. Awesome. So last question. I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of your ultimate, your goal when it's all said and done. When you're done playing the game of basketball, what do you want people to say about you both on and off the court? What do you want the legacy that you leave to look like for the game of basketball? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Okay. There we go.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So when it's all said and done, when Laurent Rice is done playing basketball, whether it be for your hometown, whether it be around the nation, what do you want that legacy to look like? What do you want people to say about you, both on and off the court? What do you want Laurent Rice to stand for when this is all over with?
Yeah, so a lot of guys, you could say they're a great basketball player, but off the court they had issues or whatever. I don't want to be a person known as they couldn't get their grades right, or they're in the streets or whatever. I want to be a great person off the floor and on the floor, and really give back to my community so they could do the same thing. They could get to where they want to go and have that freedom of doing whatever they want to. So yeah, that's mainly it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I told you a long time ago, I think that there's a lot inside of you that's special. I think you have an opportunity to be extremely special. And that's why, for me, it was a no-brainer who was going to be the first student athlete that we spotlight, that I talk to, and we talk about this process. You have a bright future ahead of you, and your head's in the right place. Hearing those things, a lot of guys, it's easy. The basketball part's easy, right? Like when you love the game, it's easy to hey, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to break these records. I want to play in the NBA. But immediately for you want to inspire and motivate and give back to your community, for you to be somebody that you want to be viewed positively off the court just as much as on the court. All those things are signs of a great young man. So I support you. I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing great things from you. Keep up the hard work. Keep working hard. Keep grinding. No matter how many offers, how many phone calls come your way, how many college coaches are knocking on the door, understand that at the end of the day, it's all about being the best version of you. And if you do that every single day, man, like you're gonna have every opportunity in the world. And you're gonna be able to sit back and pick what's the best fit. And I think that was another thing, hearing you say it's about finding the right fit. It shows your intelligence. It shows you're wise beyond your years. So continue to work hard, man. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching. But keep on doing it. Keep on leaving your mark. Every court you step on. Anything I can do for you, man, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.